Hey guys, what's up? James here with Counting on Crypto. Today we're gonna have a little discussion, look at the charts, and see where we go from here. If you're still here and you're still in crypto, you're like the top 5%. I think everyone pretty much has left and accepted their loss and moved on. So talk for a minute about AI and how it's going to reshape the future. I was thinking about it. I am an engineer, but I've shifted more into project management. Someone mentioned today, and I think his thought is good, that my job probably will not exist in 5 or 10 years, because the management of projects can easily be handled by an AI. Luckily, I still have skills in CAD software, which, if that were to be the case, I could fall back on. About 4 or 5 years ago, I did get my health insurance license. I'm a licensed health insurance agent. That job, I think, is definitely gone in 3 to 5 years. There's no reason that you would need to work through an agent to pick out a plan when you could pick out a plan with AI, and AI would be able to search hundreds of more plans at the click of a button. And so yeah, perhaps my endeavor into the health insurance agency will not go as planned, which is fine. I never really did much with it anyway. But yeah, anything that requires a person-to-person contact will still exist. We'll have to see what that is. Like service industries, like waiters and waitresses, I think are safe. Things where you absolutely must interact with a person and you actually desire to have a person there versus a computer. But yeah, I think my health insurance days are numbered. Let's go ahead and jump into some charts. All right, guys, jumping on over here to Bitcoin. Let's look at it on the daily. Just sitting flat the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, just flat. Sitting right at about 59,000. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull out on the weekly chart. All right, that blue line you're seeing right there at 62,500. That is the 200-week moving average. All right, and we are trading below that. I believe that we can get down into the 50s and possibly the 40s, in which case it will be a generational buying opportunity, which I will be looking at Ethereum, Solana, and Tau. I don't think we need to cover Aether right now. Still hold Aether. Let's look at Ethereum. Man, Ethereum is just totally wrecked. We had this spike up to 5,000 in August, so about a year ago. And ever since then, it's just bleeded out. I mean, man, guys, just bleeded out to 1,500. And target for this is between $1,000 and $1,200. That's where I think we're gonna sit 1,000 to 1,200. I would be looking, but guys, keep in mind we may rally on Bitcoin up to 74,000 before we fall down further. In the 70s at least. Let's just go back and look at Bitcoin really quick. So Bitcoin, it wouldn't be uncommon for us to come up and touch. Gosh, we'll see. if I stick with the lower high, yeah, maybe like 70-ish. Maybe we could get a pump to 70-ish and people will be saying, the bear market's over, everyone FOMO back in, and then it just does nothing but crash back down once again, to wreck people. So we're going to be here probably for a lot longer than originally expected. But this is neat. Let's go ahead and jump over and look at some of the coins in the portfolio that we've added. Bring this up. All right. So one of our bigger holdings right now is Alt Season. This one, Alt Season's just kind of the get out of jail meme. So looking at it since launch, we had a really strong rally up to almost 1 cent, and then pull back down. We're at 3/10 of a cent. Look at it on the 7-day, mostly flat for the 7-day. Not looking to add to any positions right now. Actually in the middle of a home purchase, so we'll let that settle out before we make any purchases. Aether, totally wrecked. Yeah, looking at this on the 1 month, we've fallen significantly. Looking at it on the 7-day, still fallen significantly. But Aether is one of those low cap and has to do with AI computation. So I firmly believe that if there is a narrative around AI computation in the crypto space, this thing is going to tear, just like its counterpart Render. Both exist in the same space, so I believe in both of them. I just happen to hold Aether because I believe it has bigger upside. Still firmly believe in decentralized computation. Next one we added to recently. I have now 20 Tau. We're sitting at a price of 203. But guys, if we pull out on the 3-month chart or maybe the year-to-date chart, we can see that earlier this year we were down in the 150s. That's what I really want to see again before we were to do anything. If we get down to the 150s, maybe I'll consider. Some people that I talk to that do trading as a living doesn't like Tau. He feels that the price action just isn't there from a price perspective. But I'm looking at it more from investment perspective, and I believe Tau is a great one for me. Like I said, guys, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto, especially my cryptos, are extremely stupid. Ondo's down at 31 cents, guys. Looking at the year-to-date chart, you can see we spent a long time where we found support at around the 25 cent range, rallied, and has pulled back to 31 cents. I don't doubt when Bitcoin makes its next lower low in the 50s or 40s, we're going to see easily a sub 25 cent Ondo. I think that's the best case scenario. All right, coming on down to ENA, Athena, another big one that I believe in. They actually have some news that came out. So first, let's look at the price action. Obviously, it's down, and it's just gone down from 25 cents to 8 cents since the start of the year. But I think this is really good news. I was reading it today. Athena gains 5.5% as BlackRock. Aladdin integrates USDE, which is their stable coin. All right, so it says BlackRock's Aladdin platform, enabling institutional access to over 20 trillion in managed assets and providing 100 million in liquidity tool for Build L fund, contributing to Athena's 5.5% increase. Coming down. So they're announcing a deepened partnership, which of course is good. We'll see how this plays out. I actually would have expected a larger price move than what we've seen today. So what we've seen today is a move from down here in the mid 7 cents up to 8 cents. So a move, but not a crazy move. If we look back in the 7-day, we're still down significantly on the 7-day. But I'll be keeping an eye on this one. We'll skip over Aleph. That's a cloud computing platform available on Coinbase, I should mention. And finally, PRL. We'll talk about this briefly. I've done a whole deep dive on why I think Pearl is a novel coin. Being that it integrates, it combines both AI computation along with a blockchain. So yeah, I think this one has a long way to go to the upside. But all right, guys.